Hey everyone, Azsry here, and welcome back to part 3 of our weapon porting tutorial. And in this part I'll be going through how to convert older animations into Black Ops 3 format. So to do this, I'll leave a download to my conversion rig in the description, and I'll show you how to use it in this video. So simply open it up in Maya, and then once that has happened, we need to drag our weapon into the scene. And this is a very similar first step to making our animated model, but we'll be doing extra steps after that. Let's see. So I put it in here, ballista full, and then we need to make our J-gun a child bone of tag weapon right, as such. And then if you have any T7 suffixes, just click on joints T7, select hierarchy, and then drag in the conversion rig script remove namespace. And if you get an error, just drag it in again and save that. Save it as a new scene called ballista base. I've already got one, so I'll just open that up. And now that we have that, we can just start dragging our animations into the scene. But to do to make sure it imports correctly, what we need to do is select T7 tag view and go select hierarchy, and then drag in the rename rig script, and then this should add a underscore T7 to everything. And then we can go ahead and drag in a Wraith anim export. So I'll start from the top here and then just drag it in. You'll see that it's now playing the animation properly. And then what we need to do is get rid of all these T7 suffixes. You can do that by highlighting everything under joints T7 and then, oh dear, and then just clicking on the remove namespace and dragging it in. And then it should remove all those. And then we can go to Call of Duty Tools, Export X-Anim, and then here we need to put the frame range of our animation, which is 0 to 18. And then for an ADS animation that we port into a Treyarch game, we need to export tag view and tag torso. Just highlight those, and then press the 3 dots to choose where you're going to save it. I'm going to put it into X-Anim export T6 and then ballista, and I will call it view model ballista idle. Sorry, it's not the idle, it's the ADS down. Export selected, and then press no, and then just press Ctrl Z a few times until in the undo box you see it says undo source and then the name of your animation script. And now what you can do is just keep going down this list to export animations. But what I'll do first is one more in normal speed so that I can show you which bones you need to export for a normal animation. So this is the ADS fire animation, and what I need to do is rename the rig so that it doesn't have the T7 after it. So select hierarchy and then drag remove namespace in. You see all those are removed now. And then here click on slot 1, sorry, and then change the frame range again to 0 to 9, and then look for tag torso and look for tag cam bone, and then go select hierarchy, and then click these 3 dots and choose what we're going to name it, ballista ADS fire, and then go export selected and click no. And you can also click this grab notes button if your animation has any note tracks. This will mainly be used for reloads and rechambers and like first raise animations where they play sounds in the animation. Fire animations don't normally have it, but you can click it anyway just to be sure. And once you've clicked it, you can just export like normal. So I'll speed the rest of this up so then you don't have to watch it all. Okay, and once you've finished exporting all your animations, the next part is to change all the JGun nodes into tag weapon. And to do this, we just do a similar step to how we named all our models, or how we renamed all our models. So we go to Black Ops 3 and then Xanim export and find where we exported all of them, and then just highlight all of them, edit in Notepad++, and then here we can also check that we've exported the correct number of bones for each of them. So they should all have the same number of parts, except for the ADS animations. They should have just 2 parts. We can go through and check all that if we need to. But then the main part we need to do is press Ctrl H again, replace JGun with tag weapon, and go replace all in all open documents, and then press Ctrl Shift S to save that. And then we also need to convert them into Xanim bins. Once again, we'll be using Kronos for that. So go to the cube again, and then drag all your Xanim exports onto there, and then you'll see it's made all the Xanim bin files. So we just copy that and put them into the same folder. And here's where we go into the asset editor and start creating the animations. So what we do is we go to our GDT, right click and go new asset, and asset type we put to Xanim, and we name it to whatever we're going to call it later. So I'm going to call it viewModel Ballista Idle to start. And then in the anim file we need to choose our Xanim bin file. So that would be T6 Ballista and then idle Xanim bin. And then the model file, we need to find our animated model. So it will bring us to the model export folder. We go to T6 Ballista and then find the animated model. And then we have to uncheck use bones and check looping for any animations that are meant to loop, such as the idle, the sprint loop, the wall run loop, and slide loop. And for all the others, you shouldn't check this looping box because it'll make it play weirdly. And now we need to go to type and set it to relative, and then that's it for this animation. Now we can press Ctrl S and then just right click and go duplicate, and just start doing the same for all other animations. But because we've already set it up here, we just need to change the name of the Xanim bin in the anim file field. Okay, and once you've finished creating all your Xanim files in here, you're pretty much done for this step. You can preview your animation by going down to this Asset Viewer Preview options. But first you need to make a new Xmodel file for your animated model. To do this, we just duplicate any of our other ones and call Ballista Animated. And then here we go to LOD0 and then put our animated file in. And in the preview window you might not see anything at first, but if you go to Bones and Draw Parenting, you can see our bone structure here and then that little armband that we extracted. So then what you do after that is go into any animation. I'll do the first raise, and then here under model you go Ballista Animated, and then the align parent tag weapon right, the attached model we go Ballista body view, and then here we go align child tag weapon. Save that and click on any other animation, then go back to it, and in the preview window you should see your weapon sort of in the area, and then it should be following the gun. It won't move any of the other parts because the previewer can't show that, but it will work properly in game as long as it's sort of showing the movement of tag weapon. So then once you've done that, you're finished with this step, and in the next part I'll be going through how you add all these to a weapon file and how you edit the Cruder's weapon file to fit a sniper or any other weapon that you're making. So until then, I'll see you in the next video. See ya!